Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Romani. So it is currently December 2023 and next month, January 2024, I will officially be 3 years locked. Over these past 3 years, I've gotten asked a lot of questions. I've answered a lot of questions. I've made a ton of videos, but one thing I don't really think I've ever touched on is mindset. Like I may have talked about it a little bit, but I never really dedicated an entire video to the mindset that you need to have when you are entering your lock journey. On your lock journey, you're going to experience so many emotions. Some days you're going to be happy with your hair. Some days you're going to be angry and frustrated with your hair. But even though you're having all of these emotions, you're going to be in two categories. You're either going to enjoy this lock journey or you're not going to enjoy this lock journey. Like even though we have so many feelings toward our hair, you're either going to like this or you're not going to like it. And I want to make sure that it's enjoyable for you. It's not for everybody, so everybody's not going to enjoy it. But if you're watching this, I feel like you're my people and I want my people to enjoy their lock journey. Like if you've been subscribed to my channel, you know that I have had ups and downs with my hair. I've had moments where I really just couldn't stand what was going on with my hair. And right now I'm in a phase where I love my hair. I love everything about my hair and I honestly have no complaints. And when I was thinking back on it, I was like, what mindset did I have that really kept me going through this journey, even on the days that I didn't really enjoy it? Like what made me love this journey? Those are the tips that I want to give you. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is make yourself your own beauty standard. Too many times people start this lock journey, but they still have the beauty standards of society. Majority of society does not have locks. Majority of Black people do not have locks. And if you have everyone else's societal standard and societal norm and you know how your hair should be, you are going to feel like you're not enough. You're going to feel undesirable and you're not going to enjoy your lock journey because essentially you're going to think you're ugly. And I say the word ugly because I talked about this a little bit on my channel before, but people have this idea of the ugly phase. I personally don't think that I've ever gone through the ugly phase because I never considered anything about my journey ugly. But if you are coming into this and you have the beauty standards of society, you're going to think that this is an ugly phase because your small locks or your thinner locks or your baby locks don't look like a bust down lace front. And that's not to say that anything is wrong with a bust down lace front. I truly believe that people should do whatever they feel most comfortable with when it comes to their hair. However, if that is your standard of beauty, you are always going to be comparing yourself and you're always going to be playing catch up, which means you're always going to be feeling like you're behind or you're beneath, and you're not. You have to see yourself as beautiful when you come into this lock journey. And this lock journey is really going to teach you about beauty and just about self-awareness and about yourself. Because even if you don't have the feelings of beauty at first, as this journey goes by, hopefully, you know, it's my hope that you do have that feeling of, wow, I look beautiful. I talk to so many women and I see so much content on the internet where people are like, I'm starting to feel more beautiful natural than I felt when, you know, I had the bust down wig. And that's because they started making themselves their own beauty standard and not the celebrities that they see glorified in the media. A really big way to make yourself your own beauty standard is to start following people who look like you. And this is not to say you can't follow people who don't have similar features to you, but if all you are seeing is people who don't look like you, you know what that does to you, because it happened to all of us growing up. We didn't have dark foundation shades. We didn't have dark skinned people glorified in the media, and you know what that did to our psyche. Just to be clear, this example is not necessarily referring to only skin color. I'm just talking about the lack of representation and how that caused insecurity in many of us. So now that you're in control of the things that you do see, you have to start following people who look similar to you. And right now, I'm not really talking about skin tone. I know that I just mentioned, you know, dark skin, but right now I'm really talking about hair. So you need to be following people who have locks because then you're going to find the beauty in them so that you can find the beauty in you. you. It's so easy for us to find the beauty in other people. So when you start to see women with locks, you're gonna be like, oh dang, she looks beautiful. And then you start associating your locks with beauty. And while you're on this journey, you start to feel beautiful. Feeling beautiful on this journey makes the journey 10 times easier, I promise you. You also can't be comparing yourself, even to a person who has locks, because every set of locks are going to be different. When I was at the beginning of my journey, people said like, oh, don't compare your locks, but you know me, I was comparing. And I was always let down because I felt like my locks weren't locking fast enough. I remember I have a 9-month lock update on here. I was 9 months locked and I felt like my hair was not locked. It looked like twists all up and through my head, but I was looking at other pictures of people who locked at 4 months and I was just like, damn, like why is my hair not doing what I wanted to do? It's not doing what I wanted it to do because that's not what was meant for my hair. My hair was going to lock at its own pace regardless of what I wanted or not. So you can't be comparing yourself to somebody who you are not. You don't even know these people and you're comparing yourself to these people. So while it is okay to find the beauty in people so that you can create your own beauty standard for yourself, don't try to become those people. Have your own journey, have your own set of locks, have your own mindset, everything when it comes to this lock journey. And speaking of that, the second thing that I want to talk about is making this experience yours. This is an individual experience. It does not matter what anybody else is doing or saying or how they feel about your hair. All that matters is you and what you think. So while it's okay to take advice from people, don't take it as like the holy grail. You're gonna have to experience things for yourself. Somebody might say a product works for them and it may not work for you. Somebody may not like a product, but it may work for you. Even this video, like you may not agree with certain things and that's okay because this journey is going to be an individual experience. We're not all sharing your lock journey. And I say that because you're gonna get so much unprovoked feedback. I remember at like the beginning of my journey when I wasn't really trying to retwist my hair so much. I still don't retwist my hair as much, but I wasn't trying to do so much to my hair because everybody was saying, you know, retwisting thins it out. So, you know, I was just trying to wait in between retwists. And, you know, people would be like, well, shouldn't you retwist? Isn't it time for you to retwist? But that's because they didn't have locks. They had straight hair. So in their head, my hair is supposed to be, you know, slick to the gods, but in reality, I have locks and I have kinky hair. So it's not going to be slick all the time. And I'm not going to retwist my hair just to make somebody else happy because this is my experience. So yes, it is okay to take advice, but at the end of the day, you know you best. You know your hair, you know your experience, you know your life best. You cannot take everybody's advice. You have to take things with a grain of salt all the time. And that's with anything, even aside from this lock journey. And I also want you to look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. So by that, I mean, stop having a lack mindset when it comes to your lock journey. Stop thinking about all the things that you're giving up by getting on this lock journey, because then it's just going to make you build resentment for your locks and you're not going to enjoy your lock journey. If you're constantly thinking, damn, like I can't do this style, I can't do this, you're gonna feel restricted. But I want you to start thinking of all the things that you can do. People are so surprised when they see the different styles that I do with my hair, but that's because one, I've been doing my hair forever. So I was never really afraid to get locks because it just reminds me of like box braids or faux locks. I was gonna style those anyway. You know what I mean? Like you can style a protective style, you can style your own hair. Now you may have to wait until it gets a little bit longer. Like of course I couldn't do this half up, half down when I first started my locks, but I can now. But I've always had that mindset when I had locks. Like I was never like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this because I don't even operate like that. Like I always see what I can do. So I really want you to think about what you can do on this lock journey. What styles can you do? You know what I mean? How can you wear your hair? How can you accessorize your lock? Stop always talking about what you're giving up and stop restricting yourself. And I also don't want you going around thinking with the end in mind. Now, with other things in life, it's okay to think with the end in mind, but with your locks, it doesn't make the experience good if you're always thinking, well, I'm probably gonna cut these out or I'm probably gonna take these down. If you're going into it with that attitude, you're probably not going to stay the course of your lock journey because you're always thinking, well, I'm gonna just cut these out anyway. I'm just comb these out. I really want you to go into this giving your all. You can only succeed on things that you give your all to. Now, that does not mean that you have to keep these permanently. Down the line, if you're like, I'm not really feeling locks are not for me, by all means, take them out. But don't start your locks on day one and be like, I wonder how these gonna look when I cut them off, when I comb them out. Like, really give your locks a fighting chance. But again, I want you to remember that this is not permanent, so also don't stress yourself out. If you come to a point in your journey where it's not for you, then it just isn't for you, and you can go on about your day and remove the locks, and it is what it is. You tried something new, and that's all that really matters. So I'm wishing you much success on your loc journey. If you need any more advice, I have an entire playlist from day 5. I started making videos about my locks on day 5, and I am now almost at year 3. So you have so much content to watch. I've touched on so many topics. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out a lot, and please make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. I'm gonna leave my Instagram down below so that we can connect with each other, and I will see you in my next video.